Hello everyone, this is xjw4eva's. I am coming to you live to discuss a few things. I always must cover my head because I do not want to offend anyone with any topics I discuss with freedom of speech. I do not ever want to hurt anyone by the words that I speak, but I am very passionate about how I feel about these things, and I feel that other people can gain knowledge from what I have to say. Though I am not Einstein, many great scholars like you had to prove their points, had to prove to people what they were saying is correct. They had to teach them. So I come to you not to offend you, only to teach you. Begin to show you what God is really after in our lives. I am no prophet, as I always say, but I am a person of God. I love God. And I bring up this topic because it seems that so many people have forgotten about God, and they have led their lives into complete turmoil. Many changes have been made already. We have a very good system now, but other changes can be made to improve what we have already begun. Tonight I'd like to discuss a very simple yet quiet topic, because people are afraid now to say what they feel. What I like to remind everyone is that we are all created equal. Now, it seems as though people are not being treated equal. Some of the subjects that come to mind immediately is the idea that synthetic pills are our cure for illness and death. I will tell you one thing. No one goes in their lifetime without a disease or disability. No matter what, you will always find something wrong with everyone. And if you believe in faith, then you too will also believe that since we die, people should not be expected to be ruled by other people. Understand that control is all in the mind. Control is not something that you can have over someone else. If you think you have control over them, for example, let's talk about a dog that you chain him to a fence. And this dog, for instance, he is only able to walk the length of that chain that you have him attached. Now, keep in mind also, we know he is an animal, but then ask yourself, what are we? Are we different than that stray dog who the owner just decided that he wanted to control and own him? Now keep in mind, that dog is still alive, so instinct will then kick in. Instinct will tell himself that he wants to get away. He will dig, and he will dig. He will break that chain, and then he will face his owner. who tries to catch him before he leaves. That is when the dog lashes out, attacks the owner, and turns against the very control that controlled the dog. So we see this the same with our people. We are not dogs to be tied to a fence. We are not to be put in to chains and enslaved. You see, murder will always happen. Crime will more than likely always be there. But let's take another step here and look at the idea of medicine and how many deaths a year we have from medications and substance that is systematically incorrect and also made by man, that which is imperfect. Now, tell me one thing, if you can. Is it wrong to eat from the ground? Is it wrong to pick a peach off of a tree? Or what about a banana? If you want to go pick a banana, you could, if those bananas were left on the tree to be picked. If you planted them, you could eat them. But when you have control over food source, over medicine, and over every problem that we have created, soon, just like that dog, you shall lose control. This is not because anyone makes you lose control. This is only because that which is suffering must fight back. So, back to the plants. If you do not have the plants, if you are not having nutrients that your body needs, we will see more sickness, famine, and illness. Now, one plant that is a big topic in our country today, here in the United States of America, is medical marijuana. Now, this subject, many people are afraid to speak about, only because they do not want to be harmed by the very people who are regulating this substance. Now, let's keep in mind, this is a plant. It's not just a plant. We can't really just base it off of this argument. This argument is not held up. But one argument that we can state is that no one has ever reported one single death from this plant. Now, remember when I spoke of synthetic substance and how people are being murdered every year from these synthetic substance? Maybe not intentionally by the drug companies, but no accident must go unpunished. The lives that have been taken from using this substance is far more greater of issue or a problem than that which is from the ground that we can eat and what we are supposed to eat. It does not have to be medical marijuana, but keep in mind, it is God's green earth. did grow for you. It grew for me. It grew for everyone, including those who have never even used it. There has also been proof that there are vital nutrients in this substance that people need. What if the very medicine that we have made illegal is the same medicine that is helping many people in other countries to ward off pain and to help their immunity in the body, strictly through the nutrients that are found within this substance, in the THC of the cannabis plant. Many people, they write about it, but it takes more than writing something down and someone reading it, because that information is kept in your mind. It is not expressed to the public. When somebody expresses their opinion to the public, it can raise an eye. Remember, every time you pop a pill or use something that is man-made, you are risking killing yourself. But with God, He told us that He planted everything here for us. He promised us. And for those of you who do not believe in the Bible, I will speak to you as well. Everyone has different beliefs. It is still the same for you too, whether you believe in God or not. This substance was planted for everyone. Sick, those who are suffering in pain. God did not intend for us to make other substance from His plants. He did not stop us from doing it. He allowed us our free will. If you do not believe in God, that is okay. I speak to everyone the same, equally. God or no God, belief or no belief, faith or no faith. We are all just like animals. And just as a dog will go and eat the grass when he is having a stomachache, so will the people need to. We are animals. We are no different than the whales that we live with. If you begin to see that we are one with the animals and the plants, and we are one with the earth, your deranged way of doing things will begin to crumble, unfortunately. Now, the positive side of this is that you can actually take advantage of God's green earth the way it is intended for you to do. Now, another argument that has been on this substance is the idea of smoking it, that it can cause your problems. Now, I am not going to say that this statement is not a logical argument to debate this topic. Let's be real here. If you can make a pill out of other plants, you can probably make a pill out of this drug, right? And guess what? You have. Now, it is time for the people to be rewarded with God's green earth. It should be their choice. It is not us who makes the decisions. It is the universe. The universe will continue without our existence if necessary. Stop destroying life. I always say plant the seed, because you can strengthen your country. You can strengthen your people by simply giving them proper nutrients that they need. Without depriving them, you will allow them to work more. You will allow them to have what they need to have to sustain living conditions, to sustain the government, to sustain police